Hey viewers, Homes for Beginners here, back with another video for everyone. Now here's a quick little update of the current project I'm working on. Now, as you can see behind me here, I'm installing these acoustic panels. This is currently at my girlfriend's place, and we're trying to figure out a way to update the basement here. As you can see, this does create a great wall finish. Previously, you can see here, it was a bit of a, I call it brown, she calls it gray, finish on the walls here. You can see a little bit better of what the color currently looks like. And we're going to go with white walls along with these acoustic panels in the back here.
So just to give you a look on the box here, these are made by Sonolook. These are a sound absorbing slated panel kit. These do have an oak finish with black in between. They're about 94 or 95 inches long, and I'm only required to cut off about 1.5 inches, which is very minimal waste. Now next, what I do for cutting them, I do use a circular saw with a fine tooth carbide blade, and I also put some painter's tape over it because I do find the stuff chips very easily. It's almost like an MDF type board with a felt backer. I'll show you what it looks like on the back. Now these aren't glued onto the felt, they're actually stapled in place here. So you do have to be careful. If you end up cutting right here, these tend to be quite loose. So if you are in a spot where you have to cut around a window, just like I did previously here, I ended up pulling the felt back a little bit, putting some glue in behind them, letting them harden, and then eventually that is ready to cut, and you don't have to worry about those pieces falling off. Now, as for cutting out any electrical boxes, this has been by far a huge help. It's Milwaukee's oscillating saw, but I believe they also call it a multi-tool. This is their M18 version. I've had this for a couple of years, and I can't even express how much this tool has been a huge help to different projects. I used it to notch out the trim here, and I also used it to cut out the box. Now you can get various blades for it. I do find putting tape on does help. However, with the blades on this oscillating saw, they don't seem to chip quite as easily as compared to the circular saw. Now I will need to install a box extender here, and I still need to notch it out for both the fastening screw points. Now as for mounting this to the wall, they do come with supplied screws. They're similar to drywall screws. I believe they're about 1.25 inches long, which works just fine. I'll have screws that come down from 1 inch from the ceiling that go into the top plate for the framing and behind, then 1 inch above the floor into the bottom plate, and then 32 inches from the floor and 32 inches from the ceiling. Now for any spots that are in the drywall, I'll use rawl plugs, and then for the whole panel in behind, I use this construction adhesive. I do a smear on the back side, and then I'll keep it nice and tight against the wall, stop any vibrations, and stop it from pulling away. That adhesive also gets applied to every connecting joint in behind. And then to finish up, now I might have to get one of our kids to do this because my fingers are too big, but you put these plugs over the screws. It keeps everything nice and hidden. So be sure to stay tuned for this basement living room transformation.